Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 27 of BrewFOs. Today, my guest is MEAGAN MEDICK. She is a producer, a longtime producer for news media and of the hit reality check show, which I watch about UFOs and I mean, even more than that. But she's got her own show. She's the host of the show Unreported with MEAGAN MEDICK. And thank you for coming on the show. Cheers to you, MEAGAN.
Cheers. So look, I picked two things. I'll let you decide which
Okay.
one. Because I just grabbed the Guinness because it's like, classic like Guinness. But then in your message to me, you were like, I'm usually sipping on something from like the local pub. So then I found this that's like a dry skin cider from Nashville and it says, you're welcome on the back. So I was like, well, maybe that's cool.
I would say I would go with the cider. I
Okay, well, let's see
love
what
a
happens.
Guinness, but like if you open that cider and let's cheers. And
All right.
that's from Nashville.
Yeah.
I lived in
Yeah.
Nashville for
And it was called Little Blonde. And I was like, well, I kind of flow with that.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do it though. You
Okay.
got to hold it right up to the mic. I think that's what you were trying to do.
I was trying to. I didn't hear it though with you either. For some reason,
You didn't hear it?
no. I wonder if when we play it back, I wonder if
I swear to God. That's up
sometimes
there.
though, I'll admit this to everybody. Sometimes when there isn't a noise, I'll add an audio clip of it going. "Kch."
Yeah, that actually is a sweet idea. Yeah.
But
All right. All right. I'm pouring it.
yeah,
Almost there.
this is sick. Thank you for coming on. Oh my God.
Thanks. Thanks for
Cheers.
having me. All
Dude.
right. Cheers.
Mm. I'm drinking a summer sunlight IPA from a pizza port.
All
Out.
right. Let's go.
So
Love it.
well, thanks for coming on. Can
Yeah.
we get
Thanks for having
into
me.
like you've been a producer for a long time for
Yeah.
food stuff. So like can we get into all that? I just want to let everyone know I know her from Reality Check. You were doing the Q&A portion and you
Hmm.
popped up and I was like, whoa, she's really cool. Who is this? I started watching you. But I love Unreported and
Thank you.
I would love to know the journey of how you got to where you are now.
Sure. Yeah. I'm just so nosy. I'm just the nosiest person ever. Like when I was a kid, like you couldn't leave your like wallet or your purse or like anything around me, not because I was like trying to rob you, but like I just want to know like what the hell do you have in your bag? So I just felt like that was my skill. I also was really great at eavesdropping. So I just felt like I had these skills I had to like capitalize on. I remember being in grade school and one of the school assignments was interview somebody in the community, and bring back as a report. And my family like knew the Nevada governor at the time, Bob List. So my dad like hooked me up with like interviewing the governor and I went in there and I absolutely hounded him. I pounded him so hard. And I was a kid, like 8, 9. And we came out and the governor told my dad, he was like, that was the hardest interview I've ever done. And I was like, I think we're on something here. So I've just loved it. I love storytelling. I love talking about what people are talking about. That's where the eavesdropping comes into play because it's like, oh, people are actually talking about this in real life. That might be a fun news segment. That might be something that we should look into. So I just kind of kept going with that. I went to USC for broadcast journalism. I've always loved writing. Writing just comes very naturally to me. And when I was in high school, like I had English like fifth period, and our teacher was like, "All right, we've got a paper. It can be a group paper. Like you can have a partner for it." And people were like, "I call Megan," and she's like, "Oh, Megan was called in first period. Like she's with Zach. Like she already has a partner." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I just writing comes naturally to me, storytelling, and yeah, I'm just really nosy. So I love to investigate stuff, look into things, and talk to different people, and just hear what they're thinking. I love different opinions. I think listening to different opinions just like makes everybody stronger and better. So it's been a wild journey, and I can't believe where we are today. But I guess that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and speaking of different opinions, unreported. You have, oh my God, that thing it's so eclectic. Every topic, everyone you're talking to, it's so cool.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
thanks.
Yeah, you have all different types of people, all different types of subjects, but I well, before we get to there,
Yeah, yeah.
so NewsNation, I read that you were actually like the first executive
Yeah.
producer they hired.
I was, yeah. I was so Nexstar Media is the company that owns NewsNation. I have been with them for a very, very long time, and I was executive producing for them in San Diego. I ran their morning show for 5 years. And then when they announced that NewsNation was happening, I was approached by one of the regional managers of Nexstar. Is like, "Hey, would you be interested in this?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I am." Let me think about it. Let me like evaluate what's going on because I absolutely loved my job in San Diego more than any job I've ever had. That group of people was like so dynamic and incredible, and being able to lead that team was like by far the honor of my life. So it was a hard thing to walk away from and try to take the next step, but I said yes, and they were like, "Oh, like apply." And I'm like, "What the like? This isn't just my job. Like, you asked me." So I put my hat in the ring, and they were like, "Oh, like 1,000 people have applied." So like, well, I was like, "Okay, like, look, I'm gonna forget about this." They ended up flying me out, did an interview, then I did a bunch of other stuff, and then the pandemic hit. So I like kind of forgot about it because I was running a news show, and then I got an email like 3 weeks into the pandemic, and I was like, why do I know that name? Why do I know that name? I was like, oh my God, that job. And they were like, hey, can you accept this job and come in? So I was said, okay. And I moved across the country in the middle of the pandemic and walked into NewsNation, and there was nothing, like no newsroom, no studio, no cameras, nothing. And I was like, so like my first day, I'm like, so what do we do? And they're like, we don't know. I'm like, okay, so we're going to start designing a set. We're going to make like a handbook. We're going to make an employee welcome kit. We're going to make a standards book of like what's appropriate, what's not. And it's like when you lie on your resume, like, oh, I'm a bootstrapper. I can, and like, it's a lie. I was like, oh shit, I have to fucking do that now. But we made it work and we got on air, and that was crazy. I never worked that much in my life, but I like that. I like a challenge. I like to be extremely busy. And it was an experience that I will never get again. So I'm so thankful that I said yes. I mean, how many times do you ever get to walk into a building and say, hey, you're the first executive producer of this new national network and we have nothing, so figure it out. So really thankful for the opportunity. Again, crazy. Just don't know how it happened, but I'm a yes girl. So
That's
just
awesome.
like, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll do it.
That's cool. That like, and then how did it come to be with Reality Check and meeting Ross and all that?
Yeah. So I took a little time off, like a year and a half off, and did a couple other things. And just kind of reset, and then I was ready to go back. And I really wanted to do something from home. I've never worked from home before. Like in the pandemic, I was always in the office. I was in the booth. I was running the news. So I was like, I want to go back and do this, but like I want to do something remote. So when I went back to, I always stayed very close with my bosses at NewsNation and everybody over there. We had always been in contact the entire time. And I was like, what can I do from home? They're like, we're really trying to grow the podcast space. And I'm like, perfect. Like if I'm not going to do podcasts for you, like that's honestly what's my next career plan for somebody else. I was like, so I'd rather do it for you guys. So yeah, I came in and there was a couple shows already going. Reality Check was one of them. The David Grush interview had happened. I had followed that the entire time while that was happening. And then when I came in to the podcast, I started working on a couple other shows, and they're like, Reality Check doesn't really need any help. Ross kind of has it, like it's good. And then it just got so big that I was like, okay, this needs like a real producer. Then the Q&A came up, and originally another girl was doing it who was a digital producer, who was fantastic and so kind. And then like 3 weeks in, she got another job somewhere else. So they were like, look, you and Ross have a great relationship. You have a great rapport. Why don't you do it? And I was like, because I'm a producer. Like, why would I do it? The hell would I put my face on your camera. Like, no. But I was like, whatever. Like, we'll see what can happen. And then I was like super nervous. But look, Ross and I are friends, so it made it way easier. And then we just kept going with it. And we still do that damn Q&A every week.
It's great. I just
We do it.
and did that kind of give you the bug to want to do unreported, like being face on camera, or
I think a little bit,
okay,
but not like a lot. I think it's more the storytelling aspect and the producer aspect. NewsNation approached me back in like October about doing like either a reality check spinoff or something to host on my own. And I kind of like said no at the time. I was like, look, I don't know if this is the right opportunity, whatever. And then the new year hit and I was like, hey, back to the negotiation table. Let's talk about it again. And I was like, okay, you know what? New year. I'm a yes girl. Let's see. I I don't know. I don't know if I was ready for the scrutiny. You know, like if somebody says something mean about me, like I take it so personally. And everyone's like, stop reading the comments. I'm like, well, I kind of feel like it's my job to read the comments. But like, I'll see something not nice. I'm like, and I just have to remind myself, like, they don't know me. I drink beer with the BrewFOs. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm fine. So, yeah, I don't know if I was ready, but we're in it now. It's happening, and they, gave me an executive producer credit for the show, which I appreciate because it's kind of like a baby for me, and I care a lot about it.
I think you do a really good job. You're very present
Thanks.
as asking questions and being a host, and
Thank you.
because uh, there's there's some shows where it just seems a little like I'm not saying this in a bad way, but just like overproduced. And
Yeah.
yours is it's rad because you're present, you're there, and you're asking questions. I think like all of us are thinking, like what
Glad.
that's or what about that, whatever subject it is. I mean, I want to talk to you about UFOs, obviously,
Of course.
but
Yeah.
you brought up that a lot. You've brought up the Epstein
Hmm.
files. You've
Hmm.
talked about what was going on with COVID and
Oh
uh,
God.
being
TikTok
walked over.
banned me for that.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I was like, what the ugh. But look, I have to say it. Like I have to say it like that. That's how I feel. And I think people are just I'm so glad you said that because I want to say what other people are thinking and I want to be relatable. I don't want to be I'm reading the teleprompter and somebody told me to say this and these are my talking points. Like I just don't love that. I mean, I coached talent for decades to do that every single day on air, and I just watching the news now, I'm just like, oh God, I don't love it. So yeah, I'm going after topics that I love and I hope other people care about too.
And those topics, like you were just saying, like reading the comments, like those topics will bring trolls no matter what it's going to bring. And I've talked about trolls on here a lot before, but it's just like if you if you reply to any troll, it's like feeding them to get bigger and
Yeah,
bigger. It's like just
yeah,
don't
don't
ever,
feed the
yeah,
trolls.
don't feed the troll. You know?
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
yeah, I want to actually bring up some of the episodes that I really enjoyed. I have a notebook here that I wrote some of them down. But
I love that. I am a notebook queen.
I my wife and I talk about this to our friends and family a lot. But the how the Pentagon's never passed an audit,
Oh yeah.
and that was in when you I think you had two episodes where you
I did a three-part series on industrial war complex.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean the stuff you get into, and everyone, by the way, in the episode notes, everything we're talking about, I'll have all things Megan and unreported in there. But yeah, that the one with William Hartung,
Yeah.
that
Old Bill.
that was crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's stuff you don't even think about. Like you go to a football game and there's a air show flyover. It's like those are your tax dollars. That's the Pentagon budget. Like those aren't actually vehicles that are keeping America safe. Or like there was a whole Hollywood angle of it of like if any kind of military weapon or plane or fighter jet is in a movie or a television show, like they have to come in and basically like check that it's accurate, and it's like kind of almost like censorship in a weird way. Like they have to be portrayed in a certain way. And I'm like, well, I don't know. You're kind of just like feeding your own belly a bunch of money when I have a flat tire from a pothole. Like, what are we doing here? Like those. So yeah, I'll go on forever, but
Oh, that's
you get it.
no, it's awesome. Yeah, and I mean, and it also goes along with the UFOs, and like we wonder if some like a lot of that money could be going to all these programs and research that we have no idea.
Yeah, and I've recently said that the industrial war complex and disclosure possibly have go hand in hand simply because these are the same companies that are the private sector that, you know, allegedly have the contracts with the government to hide and reverse engineer UFOs and spacecraft. They're also the ones who are making the F-747s and stuff. So it's like, and they're clamoring at the White House right now to get more money to build more weapons, to build up our stockpile from not only the conflict in Iran, but from the weapons deals that we have with other countries. Like we have to give them weapons. We have deals with them. They've paid us for them. So they want the White House to pay them for this. They can't take the bad PR of like, oh yeah, we actually might have a UFO down here. Sorry. You know, it's a weird circle there.
Were speaking of UFOs, were you into this at all before? Like, or was NewsNation like you like being thrown into it?
I was thrown into it.
Okay.
I was always into it. I've always been like, that's cool. I don't understand why that's taboo. I always thought it was an awesome subject, but I was never like in the rabbit hole as I am now. Thankful that I am. I think it's awesome, and there's so many layers to it. And it's such a puzzle. Like, who's telling the truth? Who's not? Who's a plant? Why was I given this information? Interesting timing to get this email. So it's like I feel like I'm skeptical of a lot, but also there's a lot of things with a ton of evidence that I love to follow and look at and read. But yeah, always a fan of the topic. Growing up in Vegas, you know, like the 51s were like our minor league baseball team and stuff. So like it's always been a part of that community. So I never thought it was taboo or weird or anything to talk about. But yeah, no, NewsNation and Ross were like, time to get to work, girl.
Yeah, Ross actually like I started getting interested after the 2017 New York Times article. But then when Ross did he started investigating it. Yeah, I forgot what it was on. It might have been Channel 7 News, but
In Australia,
yeah,
is Australia thing or
it might have been, or he might have been hired. I could have this wrong, everybody, but he was like he went to a crash site and he was talking to these people, and I remember he was wearing like a little like rim hat, and he was like kind of like ha, 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 like this is kind of like, is this real, like what? And I was
yeah.
like, if he's investigating this, because I used to see him before like investigate like war or something,
Oh my God, yeah, he's been
like
everywhere.
a good journalist, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's a big deal.
Yeah.
He's a massive deal.
And
Yeah.
so when he started looking into it, I was like, oh, I'll kind of follow along with him. And so he
hmm
like kind of got me into it. And then I read his book In Plain Sight. And then I was just,
Yeah.
oh, this is rad. And I started telling everyone to read it. And but but yeah, before I was the guy that like, you know, if someone brought up UFOs or aliens to me, I'd be like, later, you know, but now I'm like, oh, I feel bad for like the people I was kind of like dismissive towards.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah.
change, and uh but now I'm really into it, and I'm
Love
just
it.
want to know what the hell's going on. And
Yeah.
where are you at with it? Like I know you're like right there on the ground, you know. Meet
Look, I'm all over the place with it. I have also been a follower of George Knapp and Robert Bigelow for a very, very long time. Growing up in Vegas, I know those guys. So I think Robert Bigelow is a very serious man, and I don't think that he would be throwing his money around and putzing around on something that is not real or is not serious. I do think after his interview the other day with George on the New Bigelow podcast, where he was saying what he had said to Trump and the sentence he had given to Trump about here's what you say to the people about disclosure, it makes me excited. I think thinking about the universe and space is like, how could there not be? And if there is, I want to know. Why wouldn't you? So I go back and forth with what it is a lot. So clearly it's just not something that we understand until, we know. I'm very interested in the orb space right now and how they interact with certain people when they appear. I just did a lot of research into Skinwalker Ranch. So it's like, for me, it's like that's just such a hotbed of like so many different things. It's craft, it's orb, it's creatures, it's the hitchhiker effect. So I just think there's so many facets to it that it's hard to just say what one thing is. It's not as easy as like, there's aliens. I think it's just so multi-layered that like, I'd even throw like ghosts in there. Like how are ghosts involved in this? I just did an interview a couple weeks ago. I'm hoping to get the episode out tomorrow on the afterlife. And my interpretation was, it's like a lot of people like they're going down the tunnel, they see the white light, then they see people are like go back. But I'm like, well, can we interpret that as God's divine intervention? Can we interpret it as that as like opposed to there's ghosts in afterlife? Like what is that they were going to heaven? Like what was it? But I'm also very open on all my shows that I am a Christian, so I always try to relate to, hey, what does the Bible say, and how can I make sense of this in my everyday life? But also still be curious about it and ask questions about it and be inquisitive about it, because I do think that there's something very, very real going on. I think there's a very real phenomenon engaging with our planet and engaging with us. And I don't think that should have to disrupt my religion or anyone's religion. I think that these two worlds can coexist, and there's probably an explanation for that that's out there. So I'm hopeful for disclosure or some more answers. And I love that we're pulling at the thread on it every single day for work and in DC and all the things, because the more we know, I just think the closer we get to actually understanding what is engaging with us. There's too many people with the same story and too many people with different stories to actually just say like, oh, this is nothing, you're crazy. I think that we're a little bit more intelligent than to write people off like that.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool, you two saying as a Christian, just how you're still curious about it and you're interested in it. Because I know Christians like that, but I also know other Christians like that are like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the devil. Like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do it. I'm not going to investigate it because you're inviting something in or something.
Totally. And look, I respect everybody's opinion. I respect it's your right to feel however you want to feel. So if that's what your interpretation is of it, and if that's how you feel, mad respect, mad love. But I think that we can also on the other side, like if people feel a different way, we can accept that and be like, yeah, you go ask your questions, you go do your thing. I'll stay here, you stay here, but we can still love each other and be happy.
Yeah, the episode you did with oh God, David Russell, was that his name?
Dan Duvall.
Was he the violin player? The violin.
Oh yeah, David Russell. Yeah, David. Yeah, I love him.
We speaking of orbs, and also
Yeah. Oh my God, so crazy.
it was cool because I don't know if that guy's a Christian or if he's religious.
He is.
Okay,
He is.
but I love it how there's some people they're like they're angels like Chris Bledsoe and stuff, but what
Hmm.
David Russell was saying is he is giving out positive energy and then seeing these orbs. And everyone, I'm going to put
Hmm.
that episode in because it's a crazy episode that Megan did with him, because there's actual videos of this guy
I
talking.
loved it.
But he says he says it several times. He says, I want to be careful though, because I don't know if it's something trying to manipulate me, even though I'm
Hmm.
having a positive experience. It could be just trying to mess with me.
Yeah.
And so I
And
want
then,
to like
yeah.
witnesses, you know?
And then he tells a crazy story too about like when he was young and there was like a demon or a portal or like something crazy like
Yeah. Yeah.
behind him too. And that's where I'm like, God, how are we putting all
Thanks.
these pieces together? Yeah, like how are we connecting all these dots? So I don't know.
What is this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but there's stuff going on.
Yeah, it's yeah. I and the all the whistleblowers coming forward too. I know
Hmm.
you probably know more than I do. Talk to some of them behind the scenes, but like
Yeah.
uh, the whistleblowers is it's a hard thing to do to come forward. It's no matter what subject it is as a whistleblower.
Yeah.
That's what I've talked about a lot on this show. But like the stuff they're saying is just it's just like what like
Hmm.
what but like why would they be why would they be saying it? And then some people think they're like trying to psyop you or something. And I'm like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
well, what's the gain for them to try to psyop you? Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I did an interview today um, on Scientology, and it actually made me think about that exactly because, um, like a bunch of people in the church came out and like wrote all these letters about management, all these different things that were going on, and then people started leaving the church for it, and so the church was like going after them and like making like websites about them and telling them their family members had to disown them and couldn't see them again and all these different things, and and discredit is really the word. So it's like if anyone like said anything bad about Scientology, like they're immediately shunned and booed and their lives are ruined and just like kind of the same thing. It's like if you're a whistleblower and you come forward, like why shouldn't we be taking you seriously and protecting you and looking into your claims because you care about national security so much, don't you? Rather than like trying to tarnish their reputations and muddy up the waters with things that like are not important.
It was like I think pretty much for years I heard like, well, why doesn't anyone credible come forward and say something? And then when
Hmm.
David Grush came forward, it was like everyone kind of got quiet for a second. It was almost like the world was in shock. And
Yeah.
now it's just kind of weird because like I'm like it's almost you want to like shake people and be like, dude, this guy's saying it, and then this
Yeah.
guy's saying, she's saying
Yeah.
like it's like I don't know. It yeah, it's a wild time right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were in DC in June, Ross and I, for a disclosure forum, and so many people there have just been working so hard at this, and they've been so invested, and they're amazing people. And so that was nice to see.
Yeah, the disclosure forum, especially Matthew Brown.
Mhm.
If you uh, if you've seen his he went on Weaponized, and I can't remember if it was two parts or three parts, but basically he's kind of like when we were talking about the Pentagon not passing enough,
Mhm. Mhm.
basically saying like what I'm getting from Matthew Brown is like what real disclosure is that there's these elites in power that have really cool technology, have a lot of great information, have a lot of knowledge of what's going on and what reality really is, and we're put into a
Mhm.
reality that is like the lower like we're the peasants pretty much to them, and that's what
Someone I talked to described it as the poo flies.
oh yeah, okay, yeah, we're
I
the
was like, you better not be calling me that. Maybe you. I'm not a poo fly.
yeah the wait, was that the AI conversation?
Yeah, Doug.
What was his name? Douglas
Douglas Rushkoff.
Russ?
Yeah.
Yeah, these like the maggots on the poo.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. I was like,
the
no.
maggots become flies and can fly off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
that was a great conversation too because
Thank
AI,
you.
yeah, AI, where we're going with AI is crazy, and he was ahead
This is nuts.
of a lot of stuff.
That's nuts. AI is blowing my mind. That's for sure.
Um, and also to go with that, I don't know if you've heard of have you heard of Jason Samosa at all? If you have not, I Jason Smosa should be on your radar.
Okay.
I'll put a link for everybody, but this goes along with everything we were just talking about. But he just did a video. I wrote it down too because I didn't know if you have heard of it, but it was a secret. It's called The Secret Company That's Hiding UFOs from the World, and basically,
Oh, baby.
oh, it's awesome. I think everyone should watch it. And it's basically he shows you almost like a family tree from like World War I to now, maybe even before World War I to World War II to like where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
All the people in charge of banking, who started the OSS to the CIA to the
Mm-hmm.
all of it. And it paints this picture where you're just kind of like, oh, what Matthew Brown is saying is true. What Matthew Brown
Yeah.
is saying is true, So it's amazing, and
Awesome.
yeah,
Jason Samosa.
yes,
Okay. It's in my notebook. It's in
yeah,
my handy dandy notebook.
he'd be a cool guy to talk to. Some of my friends know him, but yeah, that anyways, but yeah, just I think the more you get into the subject, the more you find out you don't know, but also the more you find out that we are in some type of like Jacques Vallée would call it, some type of like control system or
Oh, I love him. Yeah.
but
Yeah. We'll be talking to him again soon.
oh sweet.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah, yeah. Um I was gonna ask you about AI too. Do you use AI?
Mhm.
Are you using AI at all? And
You know,
thoughts? What are your
not not really. Um, I'll use it for like, hey, point me in the direction of research for this, and this, and then like I'll go to the links and like read my own stuff, and then pull my own stuff from there. I just prefer to write my own stuff. I want to sound like myself. I want to be relatable. I just have to write my own questions. I think if a robot gave me questions, I'd just be like, what? Like what is the point? Like I want to critically think. I want to use my brain. I want to exercise that muscle. But I think the AI is extremely useful for quick fact checking, making thumbnail graphics, visual stuff like that. It's help ChatGPT is helping me keep an RSVP list for a party right now. I'm like, this person's a yes, this is a no. So that's useful. But for work stuff, I'll just use it to like point me in the right direction of like give me the whole list of websites, and then I'll just go off on my own. But I mean, what it can do is insane, though. I have another AI episode coming out. It'll either be next week or the week after, and that's really my hypothesis with that is, are we building the reverse simulation theory? Like, is us building this AI world? Like, people always talk about the simulation theory and like, are we in a simulation theory? It's like, well, okay, maybe, but are we also building one for ourselves where, one day, probably very soon, we're all going to be sitting back doing nothing and robots are going to be doing everything for us. I have a friend who just got a new job, and she was like, yeah, we're all getting these own like VA chat AI things. She was like, my job for like the whole start of it is like to train it and just train it, train it, train it, train it, train it. She's like, so my boss wants us all to work as little as possible and have this AI thing like work for us. I'm like, that's nuts. What's this job? Like,
yeah?
I'll be sitting here writing questions.
You like the
So
AI's nanny or like you're like I don't know, babysitting the
yeah.
AI.
Yeah, it's just like we're building a world for machines to talk to machines.
You it's so weird too is have you seen like how crazy these robots are getting, especially like the humanoid
Yeah.
robots, their dexterity with the fingers and everything. Um, uh, Pretty soon here, as that as the AI gets smarter and the robots have more capability, I think our world is kind of right now built for humans. But once the robots are like, oh, I don't need a human form. If I was this form, it would be better to do this task. So then we'll start seeing weird looking kind of things doing different
Yeah.
tasks. And
Like Rocky from Interstellar or from Hail Mary.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like weird shapes and stuff, but like just
Well, maybe that's what aliens are.
yeah,
It's Rocky.
yeah. That God, that movie was so good. If you guys have
You know,
it,
I just read the book,
okay. My
but I did. But somebody was watching it on the plane, on a plane next to me, and I like kind of like peeked over and I was like, "There he is. It's Rocky."
yeah, my friend Vince, um he was actually my last episode, but he read the book and then he watched the movie and he said, "Oh, Ryan Gosling is perfect."
Spot on.
Like
All
book
right.
movie or read, so I enjoyed it. I didn't read the book.
I think people always are like, "Oh, Ryan's so hot. He's so hot." I think he looks like my brother. So I'm always like, I don't know if I should be fawning over this.
Yeah, yeah. That would be
Seems
weird.
weird. Yeah. Yeah, you look like our brother, pal.
Yeah, it's too, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Don't tell him I said that. I don't want him getting a big head.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I was telling you before. I know your brother, so that's know each other for a while. Um, but yeah, that's funny. He does. Now that I think of it, he does look similar.
Yeah, probably not like 20 years ago when you met met my brother, but now.
They look very similar.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Um, I, so I was also going to ask you about if you've looked into the telepathy tapes at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a
You're talking
lot.
about after death or um the afterlife and stuff, and they get into that a lot. But I was just wondering what your thoughts were on this because this also
Hmm.
is something new to me where I was like UFOs were weird to me, back in the day, and now I'm like all about it. And the telepathy tapes really have changed my mind, and I try to ask every guest that I have on here, like,
Yeah.
think about it.
Well, it's really just more eye-opening into the way the mind works and how powerful the mind actually is. And a lot of times we say that we don't believe stuff, it's because we don't understand it. And I really do feel like you can tap into all these different areas of our brain and like could experience so much more or believe so much more. But yeah, the telepathy tapes are just nuts, and it makes me think about the Cold War and like MK Ultra and all these and remote viewing. I mean, remote viewing is nuts. It's real. So, I mean, obviously the CIA has trained people to do that in mind control. So I just think that it's yeah, it's just crazy to think about what the brain can actually do, and that just adds a whole nother, not even layer, a whole nother dimension to our world and what could actually be going on. But then there's a difference between reality and not reality. So what to you is reality? Is this me in my office, you in your office, like here, like I got my dog next to me. Is this reality? And is remote viewing not reality? Is that a virtual reality? Yeah. Oof.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
it, I I I used to be Christian, and then I left in my early 20s, but there was like a 10-year period where I was like, all right, I'm atheist, like there's nothing, we die, we're dirt, blah blah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then this whole UFO thing started making me think more about reality, and then
Hmm.
telepathy tapes really made me start going like, wow, what is reality? And I'm not I'm not religious at all, or
Hmm.
not coming back, but what I am is I'm just questioning more of like, what I wonder like what God, like I think we're trying to explain what God is as people and as
Hmm.
humans, and it might be just bigger and something more complex than we can um understand or try to put into words.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for sure.
the telepathy tapes really like,
Yeah. And I think that believing in life after death or an afterlife is a very hopeful way to live. And, if it's going to keep you on the straight and narrow and living an awesome life filled with family and love and acceptance and kindness to other people, I think that's great.
Yeah, and I wonder too, just like how you were bringing up the remote viewing and
Hmm.
all that. Like, I've brought this up before too, but um, I've heard that it's kind of shoddy, like with when it's like with the military or like the CIA, they're trying to do it. It doesn't work every time. It only works like 25-30% of the time. But then when you hear from the telepathy tapes, when it's like these people that are like using love and good intention and like
Hmm.
they're doing it from a place of, yeah, just good intention that it's working like 90 to 100% of the time. And
Yeah, funny how that works.
yeah. And I don't know. That was just so beautiful to me that, you know, uh I think that's also a part of disclosures. We might find out that our good intentions and our if you're like actually like, you know, pure and good and in the moment and you have like good intentions that may be
Hmm.
more powerful than we know we are.
Yeah. And that's, a lot of what Jake Barber was saying when we talked to Jake Barber from Skywatcher. He came to Ross as when he was first a whistleblower, was that it was a very loving, spiritual, almost motherly type being or feeling around him. I mean, he was in tears describing it to us about how beautiful it was. And I mean, we get emails a lot. We get a lot of emails, and a lot of people with their experiences describe that same exact thing, that it's a very loving being or entity. So to think that, Ross talks about this a lot, to think that like we could be shooting that down, taking it hostage. I mean, I get like, yeah, I mean, not interesting to see like how they would respond to that if it is a loving entity.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Because uh Jake's talking that it was like a feminine presence. And then
Hmm.
Chris Bledsoe, a lot of people he's starting to get
The
a
lady.
following. Yeah, the lady or a feminine presence. What do you think
Hmm.
of that? Um,
I don't know. I just think it all depends on your experience. I'm not convinced that the phenomena isn't showing kind of what you want to see, right? Or what would relate to you. Um, so it could be. Um, it could be feminine or loving or divine, but to me that all sounds heavenly, right? Like that sounds heavenly, and I don't know. Like I think saying orbs and aliens are demons or from hell or whatever. I just don't subscribe to that. Um, again, I think it's more complex than that. I personally have not had an experience to where I felt like there was a very angelic, motherly energy around me, so I can't say if it's true or not.
yeah. Yeah, I again like I don't know what's going on, but I've talked to a lot of people. I'm friends with a lot of Masons and Templars. I'm actually friends with the right now the Grand Master of the Templars, which I've had him on the show, which is crazy. But they tell
Nice.
me some stuff, and I'm like, it's I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if it's true, but they also talk a lot about that. There's when you're thinking of the divine or thinking of God, that it's not just some dude in the sky with a beard and sandals going, it's both presences. It's a feminine and it's a masculine, and you have to
Mm.
have both. The whole, like the yin and yang or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's something that's been kind of taken out um, from some of the most popular religions. But like that we're starting to come back to that where it's like, oh, there's two, we need the two. We need the
Hmm.
masculine and the feminine to like
Hmm.
guide us or whatever. But um that's that's cool. It's a cool concept. But it just reminded me of that.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. But I mean, I wish something would come and show itself to me up close, and I can get a good read on it.
So you've never
Little
seen
judge a
UFO or
character.
anything, or have you
I've seen an orb.
seen an orb?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, an orb. I saw an orb in Greece, and Ross is adamant that this orb like sought me out
Wha-
and like showed itself to me because it knew that I had been investigating UAPs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, like even like he even got the Tedesco brothers like in on it, and the Tedesco brothers were like, "Here's what Megan saw. Here's where she was, and like this is what happened." And they all gave their 2 cents on it. And I was like, "I love you guys. Thank you for believing me. Thank you for being awesome and cheering it on."
wow. What can you describe like what
Yeah.
how did it look? What color was it? What happened? Like,
Well, it was perfectly round. And it was like almost like pearl, I'd say, like an iridescent pearl, like white, and it was just floating, 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 like very rhythmically, moving at a very steady pace. And I was just absolutely transfixed on it. Like transfixed to the point of like I like people were talking to me and I just was like locked in on it. And I like watched it, watched it, watched it, and then it just like went away and was just gone. And the people I was like looked over and they're like, "Yo, hello." I was like, sorry, I just saw an orb." Like I just knew immediately. Like to me it was like it was nothing else. I knew immediately. I was like, that was an orb. I just saw it. Like not a plane, not a bird, not a balloon, not like I literally went through all the debunker things and I was like, that was an orb. And yeah, I got home from my trip and Ross and I got on the Q&A and I was like, "Guess what?" "Guess what, pal?" And he asked me a bunch of like, great questions about it. And then he was like, "Do you think it showed it to you two for a reason? Do you think it showed up to you for a reason?" I was like, "Ross, I don't know." Like I don't know, dude. And then we went and talked to the Tedescos about it. So the more I think about that, yeah, maybe that would be awesome. But I mean, I saw it, nobody else did, and I was absolutely locked in on it.
yeah, it's weird too because it does always seem like a personal thing with these. I mean, I know there's mass sightings, but like, um, my wife and I, we were walking alongside the beach one night and we saw three orange orbs just kind of floating over the ocean, and
Nice.
and then we were just staring at it for a while, and everyone just kept walking by, and we're like, and like,
Hello.
like, what's this, and
Yeah.
a fourth one kind of came into presence, and then all three of them just kind of faded out after a while. But it felt kind of like personal. We
Hmm.
FaceTimed our friends, so our friends saw it. We're like, look at it, like you see
It's
those things?
there. Yeah.
But I don't know what they are, and like, like we don't know. Like everyone's always thinking like we were saying like aliens or angels or demons or
Hmm.
like yeah, something
I
going.
think the next rabbit hole I go down is probably plasma.
The plasma, like David Grush said, the what do you say, plasma
Yeah.
beings or something?
Yeah. Something. Yeah. That's been on my list of like this is my next rabbit hole that I'm kind of gonna go down.
Cool.
Um, this
I was gonna
plasma.
ask you
So
where you going. Where you going next? Can you tease where you're going next? That's a cool tease. But
yeah. Well, I guess plasma's on the list. I'm doing either a 2 or 3 part series on Scientology. I what else do I have? Today my Prince Andrew Epstein
oh yeah,
episode
out. Yeah.
came out. I couldn't let him off the hook. I've got a couple Scientology things coming up. I've got this really crazy video of something.
Okay.
It's like nuts. So I talked.
Something like. Oh, sorry. You're going to explain it? I thought you were just going.
No, no. It's. I have a crazy video
Okay.
that I've been sitting on for like a year, and I haven't known what to do with it, and I think that I'm going to bring it. Well, I am going to bring it to air. But Cody from the Paranormal Files, he was on Unreported with me for the investigation to Epstein's Zorro Ranch. He's going to come back with me and analyze this video with me.
Mystery
And
Archives or Mystery?
no, sorry, I is it Cody or Corey? Oh my God, Corey. Um, Cody was Mystery Archives.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry. Sorry.
All the C and K names, they love
Yeah, no,
me.
no,
Yeah,
it's
and I love them.
yeah, yeah.
He's gonna come back and do that video analysis with me in a couple weeks, and then I'm doing kind of like an ancient sites
Okay.
deep dive. My hypothesis question being, is everything we know about history a lie? And why would the government or powers that be lie to us about what our actual history is? Because there's all these artifacts and symbols and tools and all over that are all over the world that it's like that just can't either it either can't be man-made or it was man-made and we were on this planet way before we thought we were. So yeah, I'm gonna get into that. But I mean, the list of ideas and stuff that we have is so long. I just love anything that is potentially conspiracy based and timely. So looking forward to all of those. And Ross for Reality Check, we have a special coming out. Secrets of the Soviet. We had a little teaser video that we put out for that today about UFOs in the Soviet Union. So
Yeah, that'll be cool. I know
yeah,
George
it'll be awesome.
brought back some documents that he wasn't supposed to or whatever, but
Yeah, the
but
man.
um, that's cool. Is so just to push a little bit on the video, is it
Yeah. Oh yeah, they,
UFO related or no?
it's like a creature.
Oh, geez, you have a video. Okay,
It's like a
we'll
thing.
have to. Yeah, we'll have to.
I've got a video of a thing.
Okay, and you don't know what it is.
It's not like a flying thing. It's like it's a thing. It's a thing. I don't know what it, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I saw something weird once too, and I still don't know what it is, but I was at a graveyard with my wife and friends, and there was this weird thing floating over the road that was coming towards the car, and yeah, I don't know what it was, but it when you say a thing, like I wish I had video of that, but I still know what it was. People could say it was a ghost or
Yeah.
a demon or something, but
And it's so funny, like the more that like we talk about this stuff or actually like say it, it's so funny the people that like come out of the woodwork that are like, I saw this, I saw that, I 1,000% was a witness to the Phoenix lights. Like this is real. My friend was there. Like she'll attest to it. I feel like all of this stuff has been around and everyone's just been seeing it. You've just been convincing yourself that it's something else or it's explainable. Like this can be explained away. Look the other way. Don't think about it again. Just keep moving on. When it's like, well, I don't know. Like, what is it?
I like what you said earlier in the show too. You're saying you just want to know, and
Yeah.
I I want to ask you that. So like as a Christian too, like I know
Hmm.
Christianity and religion is a lot based on belief, and,
Hmm.
and um you know I really when I left I was like, man, I don't want to believe in anything anymore. I just want to know things, because with new information and new data coming,
Hmm. Hmm.
it can change,
Yeah.
And, so what do you think about belief versus knowing? Like I know, and I yeah, I guess that's what just my question to you is like what do you think
Yeah.
about belief versus knowing?
I always say our hearts are enlightened before our eyes. Um, our hearts are enlightened before our eyes. And I think a lot of life and a lot of this world is trust. And we make decisions every single day where you don't know the outcome, but you trust you've made the right decision. Like, who you marry, where you move, what you pick as your job, your vacation spot, even petty things like I'm gonna try this new restaurant. Like a lot of life is just trust, and I don't think I have to know everything for sure to believe. Obviously, I like facts, I like data. I am a journalist. Um, I don't like getting sued. So, like, I like facts and I like getting all sides of the story. But when it comes to things like religion and like the phenomenon, I always say our hearts are enlightened before our eyes. And I think that sometimes if you believe, you will see.
Oh, so like if you believe you will like believe.
See something. Maybe, yeah, maybe the phenomenon doesn't want to show itself to you because you're an absolute skeptic, and you have a closed mind. So they're like, oh, we'll go show someone else. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, no, that's cool. I think too, just like I don't know, because I'm still seeing stuff, but I think I do come from a good place and um open heart and open mind.
Yeah,
But
love
like
it.
it is weird still the stuff I see. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You know. But
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to this world, and we're, starting to peel back the onion. Um, and I hope that we have some answers in our lifetime.
yeah, and I this the world I mean especially just the UFO space just seems very male dominated like a lot of things. And so it's really cool to have you here. I
Thanks.
think it'd be cool because I think you inspire me, but
Oh
I
my gosh.
inspire a lot of women and young women out there to want to get into this and start reporting
Oh,
stuff. Um,
I'm glad.
and I hope more of you come out, and do this.
Yeah.
Space is too sausage party, too heavy. Really is.
There are some absolutely brilliant women in this space, and they have been so kind. I'm pretty new to the scene. I know I'm very fortunate that I'm partnered up with the man, Ross. So I know that I'm very fortunate to be in this position, and I hope that I can support anybody, women or men in this space or beyond. But I mean, there are some incredible women in this space who have, reached out to me and DM'd me and said, thank you for speaking out. Thank you for working with Ross. Thank you for working on this subject. And I'm like, why are you thanking me? Like you've written books, like you've written peer-reviewed studies, like you're a genius, you're incredible. I'm just doing the work and having fun along the way. So I admire a lot of those people in the space.
We're stoked on you, Megan. Thanks for doing it and keep doing it. And I'll let you go. This was a really cool to get to meet you
Yeah, great chatting.
and definitely check out Jason Samosa.
I got him in my notes. I'm Googling it, that's
That
for sure.
that video is crazy. I think he's coming out with a second part or two, but um, you know, who knows? Maybe that'll be someone you can talk to later too. But
Yeah,
uh, this was cool. Thank you for doing
yeah,
your friend of the
absolutely.
show. I would love to have you back on in the future. So,
Anytime.
yeah.
Yeah, you just message me. You know how to get a hold of me. I'm around.
Well, thank you. And yeah, everyone, remember all episode notes will be all things Megan. So check it out. Go follow Megan. And cheers to you. And thank you for
Cheers, guys.
close. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye, Megan.
Bye.